want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. All right, so you see the title of the video, right? Not really too sure why others from the community are so interested in straight relationships and conversations, right? So a man above basically made this observation. He said, gay dudes purposely try to create rifts between black men and women. Notice how they never ever talk about relationship dynamics with other gay men. The same men they come on here and tell black women to be wary of are the same men they want to sleep with, right? And this is a comment that I highlighted that was from a gay man. He stated, I want y'all to sit with this. When black men refer to women as females, that's the same energy as a white man calling you a grown boy. And then you have black women co-signing this, stating that y'all know in y'all hearts that calling women females descended from calling them female dogs, and it's a dog whistle term for bees. And you cannot convince me of anything else. I even remember it happening. People used to say these female dogs, and then it became females. Next, y'all use females as a replacement for the word bees. However, ends has become the replacement for black men. So it's disrespectful on both sides of the sword. Another person. Yeah, nobody wants your dingy, unwashed, ungroomed, uneducated cornballs. The fact that y'all think gay black men calling you out on this means that they are secretly trying to turn black women against you to get you is delusional AF, especially when y'all do that well enough on your own. Now, as a straight man myself, heterosexual man myself, I just have to wonder, I have to ponder why is it that men who are not interested in straight people, who are not interested in heterosexual people, would be inserting themselves directly into their conversation, which has nothing to do with you. Because in my mind, I feel that coming from that community, you should worry about your own community's problems, right? Such as the drug use, such as the erasure rate of the people in your community that commit on themselves, the alcoholic use, right? The OD issues that are taking place there, a lot of the trauma and the confusion that is also there as well, a lot of the mental health that is also taking place. Like I said, there's a field of conversations that should be taking place, that need to be taking place on an everyday basis from now up until the end of time. But for whatever reason, that's not what seems to happen. You seem to have that they want to be a part of every single conversation as if they are needed. You're not. This is in between the two people that have these relationships, that have these problems, right? This is in between a man and a woman. This is the same instance as when parents, in a sense, tell a child to stay in a child's place because the conversation is dealing with the parents, is dealing with history, is dealing with stuff that happened before you even existed. So, therefore, you should stay in your own place and mind your business. Now, mind you, some people say I would be incorrect and wrong for stating that, right? And that people have the right to lend their opinion to a variety of things, right? So let me lend my opinion to some factual evidence here. And this is taken directly from the CDC. So just in case if anybody wants to say that I have a problem with anybody, you might want to go check the CDC because they're the ones that listed this. Let's go. In 2018, men accounted for 30,691 or 81% of the 37,968 new HIV diagnoses in the United States and dependent areas. Most 86% new diagnoses among men were attributed to gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men. Next, new HIV diagnoses among men in the United States independent areas by race slash ethnicity in 2018. And they stated that the diagnoses among men were among blacks slash African Americans. And you can clearly see this directly in the chart where you have black slash African American men, 39% or 11,905. Hispanic or Latino men, 29% or 8,977. Caucasian slash white, 26% or 8,069. Asian 3% or 771. The CDC also stated this: adult and adolescent men with HIV in 50 states and the District of Columbia. At the end of 2018, an estimated 1.2 million Americans had HIV. Of those, 912,100 were men. 6 out of every 7 men knew that they had the virus. They also stated that it is important for men to know their HIV status so that they can take medicine and to treat the HIV if they have the virus. Taking HIV medicine every day can make the viral load undetectable. People who get and keep an undetectable viral load or stay virtually suppressed can live a long and healthy life. They also will not transmit HIV to their sex partners. When compared to people overall with HIV, men have the same viral suppression rates, but more work is needed to increase these rates. In 2018, for every 100 men with HIV, right? So out of 100 men, 65 received some HIV care, right? 49 were retained in care, and 56 were virtually suppressed. Next, deaths. In 2018, there were approximately 11,975 deaths among men with diagnosed HIV in the United States and dependent areas. These deaths could be from any cause. Prevention and challenges. Nearly 1 in 7 men with HIV are unaware they have it. People who do not know they have HIV cannot get the medicine they need to stay healthy and prevent transmitting HIV to their partners. Therefore, they may transmit HIV to others without knowing it. Most men get HIV through sexual contact, especially anal sex. Anal sex is the riskiest type of sex for getting or transmitting HIV. Receptive anal sex is 13 times as risky for getting HIV as insertive anal sex. Men can also get HIV from having vaginal sex with women who has HIV because vaginal fluid and blood can carry HIV. Using condoms or taking medicine to prevent or treat HIV can decrease this risk. High rates of sexually transmitted diseases or STDs or STIs. In 2018, rates of syphilis and gonorrhea were higher among men compared to women. Having other STDs can greatly increase the likelihood of getting or transmitting HIV. Using condoms the right way every time you have sex can protect from some STDs, including HIV. Now, very easily, one could come around and state that this has nothing to do with me. I need to mind my business. Why am I so concerned about how it is that bisexual and gay men are, doing and what it is that they're doing in the bedroom? And one, in a sense, could be correct. But if one were to go back and listen at what was specifically stated, they listed 3 types of men, right? One gets looked over all the time. They listed gay men, they listed bisexual men, and they listed other. That other is basically men who are on the down low. These are exactly the same men that I've seen online that gay black men will clown, but then they'll decide that they still want to, have their moments and their times with at the same time. Like I said, it's a little bit baffling and confusing on how it is that individuals decide to work out here, right? On one hand, right, you're worried about your health, but then you continuously decide to do risky type of behavior, right? Meaning that you're messing with 2 different types. You're, first of all, you're not just messing with guys who are gay who are just out there. You're dealing with men who are bisexual, which means that they go both ways, which means that they are both having sex with both men and women in some instances at the same time. And then the third instance, you're dealing with guys who are on the down low, which means that they are closeted, which means that they are living a straight life while still behind closed doors having gay sex and relationships. So there's a lot of risky behavior there. And the reason that I, as a straight man, have to talk about this is because that if any of these guys who are bisexual and any of these guys who are on the down low happen to come into contact with a heterosexual woman, not knowing what it is that they do, living their other lives, living their other selves, that is putting that woman at risk. That is putting that black woman directly at risk. And on top of putting that black woman at risk, it is putting the whole of the black community at risk, right? Because whatever those two men are doing, and if they don't know, if they're the one out of seven men, if they are that one that has HIV and doesn't know it, then that means that they're going to give it to that woman unbeknownst to her, because she's going to sit up there and trust that this guy is who he says that he is. So then after that relationship is done, what are women normally going to do? They're going to move on to the next guy. So then she gets into a relationship with a guy who was actually heterosexual, and they end up having intercourse unprotected, right? And then the transmission starts again. So, like I said, this is the reason that I'm talking about it. This is the reason that I'm putting this directly out there, because it needs to be placed directly out there. Because, as I stated before, there's a lot of confusion and there's a lot of information that does not get pushed. And for obvious reasons, because it would start to make everybody look at one side of, the bar, if you will, kind of sideways. Because it's like, how can you come into a heterosexual conversation between black men and black women and decide to put your 2 cents and decide that you want to jump on the bandwagon of hating black men, when within it yourself you are a black man? But like I stated to people before, when you're dealing with black men who are of the gay community, they usually put the gay before being black. So this is why you see them talking online saying "you black men," and all of these other words that they want to throw directly out there, because they're not deeming themselves as black first, because they don't want to be associated in a sense with straight black men, right? Like I said, and again, if anybody wants to disagree with me, I've spent more than likely more time than everybody else online, looking at a variety of conversations, looking at these topics, listening to videos, and so on and so on and so on. But by all means, you can freely impart your knowledge and information and state that I am 100% incorrect on everything that I'm stating. But make sure, if you're going to say that I'm incorrect, you better be touching on those CDC stats before you list anything about what I'm stating being incorrect. If you're not willing to go over those CDC stats, you might want to shut up. You might want to go to the back and sit. Just letting you know. Because, like I said before, you, as a black man that is a part of another community, right? You're a minority, a part of another minority, right? So you're already in like the three strike range, right? Technically, you're four, because the other thing that a lot of the black gay men in the LGBT don't like talking about is the fact that the men that they are interested in, which are not solely black dudes, they are Caucasian and everybody else. There's a lot of racism that takes place in the LGBT as well. This is why they have a multitude of colors. This is why the founders, in a sense, this is why the greater majority that are of the LGBT originally had a problem with colors being added into the flag, because the black people that are part of the LGBT were basically stating that, yo, um, I don't feel represented. We need to represent everybody. Ooh, and it was a problem. It was a problem. I remember that. It was a problem with that. Like I said before, but I guess people forget. I guess people forget. Like I said, it's a lot of issues that y'all need to be talking about. And whatever conversations black men and black women are having amongst themselves who date each other, that's their stuff. Mind your business and stay back. Worry about your health, worry about stopping the transmission, worry about the suppression, worry about who your people are sleeping directly with and how that is affecting a variety of lives. Worry about the fact that you guys want to clown guys who are in the closet or on the down low, but still decide that you want to have sexual relations directly with them and still clown them slash want to out them at the same time, when it is you yourselves who have stated that nobody has the right to out another person. That is their own decision to come out. But yet y'all the main ones that are always online, that are always with other people, that decide that because you're not getting the recognition, you're not getting this, you're not getting that, that you want to just sit up there and out somebody. But y'all the main ones that speak against it. Like I said, that shows the selfish nature that is there. But y'all don't want to talk about that either, though. But you want to try to jump on a bandwagon and say that black man this, black man this, black man that, black man that, black man bad. Okay.